Have you ever thought about mixing two different wines? Particularly a superb wine with a crap wine. How would it taste like? I do it for you, so you don't need to. My mentor is the victim of this experiment. Actually, in wineries, they always mix wines and they call it blending, but nobody does it with end product. But I did it.
You're gonna taste two wines today.
Two wines?
Only two wines.
Normally you make me suffer. Why
today.
only two wines?
Because with only two wines, we are gonna have as much fun as we have usually.
Okay. The one thing I never wanted to be in the wine world was efficient.
No?
I would rather drink more than less.
And today's wines are special.
Okay.
I made two blended wines. The base wine is an expensive wine that we evaluated so good.
It's world-class wine.
I shouldn't share this wine with you.
I made sample A, blending this with a cheap but decent quality wine.
Genuine product.
This is my favorite.
It is?
flag. H3.
I also made sample B, blending this with a wine that we evaluated so bad before.
Frigging abomination. It's
I
not
agree with
fair to do this. I didn't even score it.
It's conundrum.
Conundrum. Crap.
I would call today's theme Wine Game Part 2.
Remind me which was Wine Game Part 1. Or is that part of the game, that Part 2 comes before Part 1?
No, that's not true.
Okay. So remind me.
Our viewers already have seen the part one.
And remind
So-
me which was Part 1.
Please watch the Wine King channel, Peter. Particularly last week's one.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't seen it, please refer to the link up here,
Okay.
which Peter doesn't see. Are you ready?
I'm ready, but you have to remind me what was.
The part one?
Yeah.
You need to go to your desk and watch it. I'll let you know about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
when we
okay.
finish it.
When we
because-
finish, okay.
Yeah, because it might become a hint
Oh,
if
okay.
I say it right now.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
fine.
Then it should be more interesting because Peter doesn't know what the part one was.
I don't remember what Part 1 was. So special wine, just two wines.
I'm so excited.
Do it.
Right. Okay, so I serve you first.
Go for it.
Right.
Look at the color. When I first tasted them, I thought one was much better than the other. But now I'm not sure.
No?
No, they're both good.
Both good.
Wow.
Why did you say wow?
It's so difficult.
Should be difficult.
They feel like New World wines to me, in the Bordeaux type of mold. I was trying to think to sort of second guess. Why would you give me two wines that were so similar?
This is my first time to taste these two wines. So I had no idea if they would be good enough or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I like them.
Yeah, they're good wines. I think on balance, I prefer the first one.
Do you prefer the first one a lot or a little bit? To the
Not
second?
that much.
Not that much.
No, but I do prefer it.
All right.
I think they're New World wines.
That's correct.
And I'm in the Bordeaux camp.
That's correct as well.
I'm going to say that these are two California cabs.
That's correct.
Okay.
First of all, do you like the wine?
Yes.
Yep.
I like them both.
Okay, you like them both.
Yeah. Both wines are very similar. So I would say these are relatively high alcohol wines, 14.5. And extract here. It's ruby and it's bright.
Is it opaque?
It's almost opaque, but not quite.
Uh-huh.
Not older than 16 probably.
That's also correct.
Some sweetness on the nose, on the entry. On the palate, this full and powerful entry. And then a beautiful minerally character. Relatively high acid, median length, and then quite high tannins, but tannins well done and well integrated. So extremely good. I scored the wine 17.5.
But that's a really good
It's a really good score from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you like this?
I surely did.
I drank it. You too.
Then come to the second one. It doesn't look quite as good. It had the same thing. Similar kind of alcohol, similar kind of vintage, the extract as well. Then on the nose, this one is very blackcurrant now. Lots of oak.
Does it show excessive oak? Or?
To me it does.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Now, it's a young wine. Can it overcome the oak? Yeah. People who pay a lot of money for wine expect perhaps that level of oak. But for me, it detracts slightly. What I do like is the fruit, the strong, the powerful blackcurrant character on the nose. On the entry, there's some sweetness. It's very oaky, big acid and tannin. And then I found it a little bit short. Didn't have the push and the complexity. Then I asked myself the question, what about quality? Then as I tasted it, it seemed to get better. And now, number one has reasserted itself as the better wine.
All right.
And so,
Much better or a little bit better?
just a little bit better. But, you know, really beautiful wines.
These two wines are the wines that I blended.
The ones that you blended.
Yeah.
Oh, you blended them.
Yeah. And you've tasted the base wines before. Do you want to see what they are?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't slap me or
No,
don't
no,
kick
no.
me, don't kick my ass or don't punch me, please.
No, okay.
Okay, the first wine, wine A, H3. Only a half of the content is from H3. Cabernet Sauvignon 2018.
Okay.
And the second one, this one is a blended wine too. Conundrum, California 2019. And the other half, the base wine, just a second please.
Yeah, it needs some support. The base wine better be really good because neither of these wines are that good.
Right, you're very correct, Peter.
Yeah. Paradigm.
It's Paradigm.
Okay.
So 50% of Paradigm and 50% of H3 for the first wine. So
Okay.
for wine A, and 50% of Paradigm and the other 50% of Conundrum for wine B.
Very, very interesting.
Very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So
It's amazing how the quality wine shows through.
yeah, that's really almost shocking for me because I expected much less quality from these two blended wines.
Yeah.
They got much better.
Much, much better. All the minerality of the Paradigm came through.
Can you say it one more time?
All the minerality of the Paradigm came through.
I'm monitoring, so
Oh, okay.
now
yeah.
when you scratch, I hear the noise. And
Oh, you hear me scratching.
I was
Lucky I'm not scratching my balls.
sounds terrible. Sounds terrible.
Now we drink. You've emptied. Wait, you poured all the Paradigm in here, and there's none. I didn't teach him anything. No, I taught him. He didn't learn anything. How do you unparadigm that wine?
In our bodies. Do you remember how much you criticized?
Absolutely, absolutely. Which is why I went backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, as the Paradigm asserted itself, and then as this thing fought back. And then as the Paradigm asserted itself, and then as it fought back. And I'm still very happy to say, even though you say the price of this was slightly more than the price of that overall, this is the better one.
Yeah. This was our recommended wine from
Yeah.
Budget Californian Wines.
Yeah. And so what would the price be?
Paradigm Cabernet Sauvignon here it costs about $90 and the H3 $12, so $51. And for Conundrum it's $20, so $55. So for the result only $4 of difference. We really liked H3 from Budget Wines and we really hated Conundrum.
Yes, we did.
If you haven't watched that fun video, please refer to the link up here.
I hope you guys had a good time, because this was an amazing exercise that Jay put us through. It's surprising to me too, and what it shows is a little bit of quality goes a very long way. It also shows you how you can cheat. You take 25% of really high quality, 75% of crap, and all of a sudden you have a wine that's worth $23, $24, $25.
That could be our wine game part 3. Thanks for the nicest idea, Peter. Or part 4. People always are curious about blending situation, which is normally done at wineries. They often ask me how the wine would be if they blend the wines at home.
So of course you can blend the wine at home, and how it will be a mixture of whatever you blended, but you don't want to blend it and not drink it. Once you've blended it, make sure it's kind of really mix together, and then drink it. You don't want to leave it to sit there for days and days and days. You're adding two different products together, both of which have been individually stabilized. But the blend, the combination may not be stable. Probably it is, but it may not be. So you probably want to do the blend and drink the wine within a couple of days at the most.
And do you think it's worth blending two different wines?
It depends. If you're on a serious budget and you want to improve the quality of not very good wine, then it's a possibility. If budgetary concerns are not an issue for you, then take a fantastic wine like this and just drink it. And then open a wine like this and give it to your guests.
To your bad guests. And probably each one to
Yeah.
some gentle guests.
Yeah, yeah.
If you haven't watched our evaluation about H3, please refer to the link here. So much fun. But I was afraid of doing this because it may be an insult to the wineries producing good wines.
Yes, you're correct to have been concerned about that. On the contrary, it makes me feel even better about Paradigm, because 50% Paradigm in these two wines completely changed the quality of the wine. In particular this one, which we know how bad it is. Okay? So no, I think Paradigm did extremely well. It overcame crap wine. And I gave them good scores. So our subscribers have been asking, what happens when you blend?
Yeah, because you know, sometimes you have leftover of certain wines, and to keep them for a longer time, it's almost always better that you fill up to the end of the bottle to minimize the airspace, right?
Right, but I have something to say about that.
What is it?
If you have wine left over, it means you didn't like it. So it doesn't matter what you do with it. If the wine is really good, you would have already drunk it. So if you've got two bottles and you haven't finished them, means you don't like the wine very much, add them together, who cares? If you love the wine, you would have drunk it.
That's true. That's what we always do. Thanks for the nice conclusion, Peter.
I hope you enjoyed my suffering. Actually, it was a fascinating exercise, and I love doing it. And as usual, I love talking to you guys. So look forward to seeing you next time.
And I have new ideas.
I'm sure he does. He's diabolical. But in the meanwhile, give us some loves. Subscribe.
이럴 땐 이 와인 네이버 밴드로 놀러 오시면 와인을 잘 몰라도 편하고 싸게 사실 수 있도록 제가 많이 도와드립니다. 다들 만족하시고 좋아하시더라고요.